Our guest for this episode of The Scorecard is passionate about many things: basketball, public service, the beach, even supporting his friends in volleyball, and of course, challenging himself in order to achieve all of his goals. And here to share his secret to everything from physical to mental health and all things under the sun, please welcome to the Billionaire News Studio tonight, we have Mr. Marco Sario.
Thanks for inviting me. It's an honor to be here.
Brother, have a seat. Thank you so much. Mr. I don't know how to address you. Kagawad, Honorable Marco Sario.
Kagawad is fine.
Okay. That's official because it's a
yes.
true story. You are a barangay Kagawad now in Makati. But the first time that I saw you, kinover kita sa UAAP Juniors. This was back in the day. Naalala ko, you were playing for De La Salle Zobel. Tapos game number 2, nag-jump ball ka against Justin Baltazar, no less, ng NU. Kwento mo naman, Marco, how your basketball career went after your time in the UAP with DLSZ.
So actually, nung game 2, we thought about our game plan. So the game plan is a David and Goliath story yan.
Oo.
So when we had the jump ball, sabi namin, sige, we'll just give them the ball and then stick to the game plan, which is our 1-2-2 zone nung that time. And fortunately, we won during that game. And we made history by, beating NU, and they were unbeaten that season.
Yeah. And then, of course, after that, naalala ko, nagletran ka pa ng isang taon bago ka lumipat sa Ateneo. How was your basketball career like, and what led to that decision moving from Letran to Ateneo, where you eventually graduated with a degree in Pol Sci?
So when I was in Letran, I played for 1 year.
Okay.
So parang inisip ko, what's my backup after basketball? So I was looking for my plan B, which is going to Ateneo, and fortunately I took up political science in Ateneo.
Yeah.
So I played also for team in Ateneo that time.
Okay.
But then the shift was when I didn't play that much during my first year. So when I was like, sige, I'll just choose my studies na lang, and basketball is just a bonus.
Okay. And then, we're seeing some of your pictures here. Ito yung nasa MPBL ka na. Fast forward. This is you present day playing in the MPBL. Basketball is still very much a part of your life. But I want to ask you also about the public service side. Paano dumating itong idea sa'yo na to give back to your community?
So my dad was a former kagawad in Barangay San Lorenzo for 13 years. I think he was an inspiration to me. So when I was playing basketball, parang sinasabi ko, how can I give back to the community? And aside from that also, after graduating college, I worked for an NGO. So naging executive director for 2 years. That's when I learned how politics really is.
Okay. Wow. And then your dad, by the way, is also a former UAP player, correct?
Yes, he played for Adamson during the time of sina Kenneth Durandes, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, Captain Marbel,
Captain
ngayon
Marbel
commissioner ng MPBL. Shout out to Kagawad Kaloy Sario kung nanonood siya ngayon, dad of Marco. So Marco, ngayon nakikita natin na ito, some of your pictures as a public servant. Mahirap ba yung naging shift mo? Kasi basketball, you grew up wanting to eventually turn pro, pero life took a different turn. You decided to enter the political arena.
It wasn't really that hard because I had mentors also. So they told me what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
And now, surprisingly, I'm actually doing good in Makati, and actually nakakapanalo ko na kanina this morning ng award.
Wow!
Yes.
What award was this?
It's for the program of Makati's Recycling Award. So our barangay is chosen. First place kami sa best recycling in Makati.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
And of course, I'm sure, Marco, as we see your brother here, si CJ, nanunood ka pa rin ng UAAP. Kanina, nanunood ka rin ng volleyball, supporting your friends. Okay, UAAP.
I'm an avid fan of the UAAP since when I was in siguro high school pa lang ako. It's my dream to be in the UAAP. And fortunately, napagdalo naman sa NCAA, but it's not UAAP.
Yeah.
But if I had to go back to college again, I would definitely want to play for the UAAP. Iba talaga yung fighting spirit when it comes to the UAAP. The passion, it's there. And I kind of miss playing basketball, the one I was playing in high school too.
Yeah, I mean, syempre, nothing can ever replace playing with the name of the school across your chest, the school spirit, yung mga schoolmates mo cheering you on, and you experienced that playing for De La Salle Zobel in the UAP, and then of course, you moved on to Ateneo. Ngayon, La Salle, playing against UP in the finals, one of the most talked about sporting events. Game number 1, nakaisa na yung UP. Mr. Marco Sario, I'm going to make you put your analyst hat today. Para sa'yo, bakit ba nanalo ang UP in game number 1 against LaSalle?
For me, nanalo ang UP kasi they had a different scheme. They scouted LaSalle well.
Okay.
So, I think their game plan during the game 1 was to just let KQ shoot and not let his teammates get involved.
Okay.
So, you know naman KQ, he's the most seasoned and the most polished college player we have right now.
Yep.
I think ang pagkukulang that game is him facilitating and getting his teammates involved.
Okay, so you think in game number 2, he's going to be more of a playmaker and that would be key for LaSalle para magkaroon pa ng game 3?
Yes, I think he has to get his teammates involved more sa offense. He scored 18 points in the first half.
Yes, and just 1 in the second.
Yes.
Nagulat nga ako dun eh.
So that's why, LaSalle lost because he just scored 1 point and his teammates didn't step up. Siyempre, we're from Zubel. Siyempre, kailangan, di ba, pusong berde pa rin tayo. We're rooting for LaSalle.
Lumalabas Okay. All right, Marco, since you are here, and this is what we have been doing dito sa ating show, The Scorecard, I'm going to give my updated top 5 in the UAAP. Marco will be able to critique yung aking mga pipiliin ngayon because baka matapos na yung UAAP bukas. Hindi tayo sigurado. Marco, marami na tayong napanood na players and I'm gonna take us back to season 75. Napakaraming players. 2012, nung panahon na yon. Kiefer Ravena was still playing. Terrence Romeo was still playing. Greg Slaughter naglalaro. And there was a guy, King Archer, Jeron Teng. He scored 35 points that year. Kaya naman sa number 5, I will put in, this might be a controversial pick, the first rookie since Jeron Teng to score 30-plus points in the UAAP. Give it to me right here. Number 5. Bam! From the FEU Tamaraos, Mr. VJ Pre. Statistics say, Marco, he is going to be the Rookie of the Year here in Season 87 of the UAAP. Do you agree na naglagay ako ng rookie dyan sa ating top 5 sa UAAP?
I haven't seen VJ Prep play. I've seen his highlights, but the way he impacts team. But medyo different ang number 5 ko eh.
Sige.
Not statistically wise,
Sino
but
ipapasok mo dyan?
I'll put here JD Kagulangan.
JD Kagulangan would be your number 5.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So he wasn't healthy the whole season.
Yes.
But he will, he's a proven champion. He's a proven leader of UP. And you saw in game 1, he was playing so well, right?
Yeah, and so he was definitely the difference maker kasi nung elimination round, hindi naglaro si JD para sa UP. Nakita natin, game number 1, it was an entirely different matchup against the LSU. Number 4, ilalagay ko dito. Ang number 2 scorer ngayon sa UAAP, meron pa siyang 1 taon of eligibility. He wasn't sure in his post-game or after the tournament kung babalik pa siya, but feeling ko kailangan niya bumalik sa UAAP because they have unfinished business in España. Number 4, give it to me please, right here. Bam! Nick Caballero. He can shoot the 3, one of the best attackers in the UAAP. King Tiger. And like I said, Marco, unfinished business para sa kanya sa UAAP.
Nick Caballero, he's a very tough player. All-around guy. King Tiger, I hope he comes back to the UAAP. And Anton, actually, I agree with you on this number 4.
Nick Caballero. Okay, the first time we agree. Let's go to number 3. This was a guy that I did not have in my first list when I did this list for the first time with Councilor Don Aliado. But he is here right now. I am putting him in. Give it to me right here. Number 3. Bam! Michael Phillips. And you can see it right here. God did. He's a believer. And he preaches that on and off the court. Mike Phillips, he came up big in game number 1, but he has to come up even bigger in game number 2. Nabanggit na natin yung pangalan niya, Marco. He is my number 2. Let's put him up here on the big screen. The best point guard in collegiate basketball, Mr. J.D. Kagulangan. Let's go! And if J.D. Kagulangan wants to end the series, he has to do the same thing that he did in game number 1, have confidence in his teammates. I feel like Harold Alarcon is going to have a better game in game number 2. But of course, the guy, he is the guy. Number 1, alam na natin kung sino to, the best player in collegiate basketball. Give it to me right here at number 1. Bam! Kevin Kiambao. This is my top 5. Marco Sario, ano masasabi mo dito sa ating top 5 players sa UAP?
I agree with the number 1, Ton. I agree with Kevin Kembao. He's the most polished UAAP player we have right now. I think one of the best UAAP that I've seen. Rookie MVP. He led us last year to a championship. So number 2, I actually chose Precious Momoy of UE.
Precious Momoy. Okay, I had him in my first list. Okay.
Yeah, I think if he didn't get suspended, he would be part of the mythical 5.
Okay, yes, that's true. That's true. Oh, grabe yung rebounding ni Precious.
For my third one would be QMB.
QMB, grabe si QMB. Quinton Meliora Brown in game number 1 was a factor. Nagulat ka ba na ganun yung linaro niya in game number 1?
I wasn't really expecting him. He's been consistent with UP the whole season. He's a double-double machine, and he's a great leader on and off the court. So I think I'll put him on my number 3 talaga.
So for your list, you have KQ, you have Precious Momoy, you have QMB, parehas tayo dito, and then you have JD at number 5. All right. So kayo, let us know in the comments who you think is your top 5 in the UAP. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Marco's picks? Let us know. Before we go, Marco, prediction para sa game number 2. Sino mananalo and why?
Kami ni Anton kasi we're from Zubel, so we bleed green. Medyo biased kami. But if Kevin Kembao facilitates well and all his teammates step up, I think, Lasal will win game 2.
So there you go. All the Lasalians watching and praying. Sinabi na po ni Marco Sario, galing sa Lasal pero nag-Ateneo sa college, mananalo ang Lasal sa game number 2. We shall see. Brother, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
And we'll see you again. All the best, brother.